So we've been having this ongoing conversation about minimum wage, and we've been saying anybody who works a full-time 40-hour-a-week job in this country should earn enough money to basically survive. Some people that have higher skill sets get to earn more money and have a little bit more disposable income to play with. Maybe they can get a boat, maybe they can get a weekend house, whatever the case may be. But if you work 40 hours in this country, you should be able to survive. That's a full-time job. That's not somebody being lazy. That's somebody working a full-time job. Then this guy comes in. When did we decide that 40 hours was the right amount? If those same people worked 60 with the OT, they would be fine. Most of us working 60 plus, not 40. First of all, no, they wouldn't be fine. The math has been done. A lot of people who work minimum wage have a full-time job and a part-time job, and they're still on government assistance because it doesn't get the fucking bills paid. But are you really here flexing that you give more of your life to some company? We decided 40 hours was okay a lot, fucking generations ago, when we set forth the 40-hour, 5-day-a-week work week, giving ourselves the weekends off and giving ourselves enough time to actually go home and enjoy our lives and spend time with our families. But along come people like you who think that you're these rugged individualists who look at how good I've got it. Look at how good you've got it. Man, you are given over 60 hours of your life every week to a job. I don't give a fuck if you own the company. That's not a flex, my guy. And if you don't own the company, you just work for somebody, it's really not a flex, man. Look at me, I give all my fucking life to my employer. Just fucking give all your life to your employer, and then you can pay your bills. That is such a 1950s mentality. 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, hell, even the 1980s. Just work harder. Just work more hours. Give more of your life to the company, and you'll be able to afford your bills. Fuck that. Fuck that. Why? And this is coming from somebody who held that mentality for the longest time, who went through life thinking, I need to make myself an invaluable member of this team so that I can rise up the ranks. And I did. I started as a laborer on a landscape crew and then eventually moved up to assistant foreman and then working foreman. From there, I became a superintendent, supervising a couple of crews. And from there, I became a project manager, supervising multiple crews over many multi-million-dollar job sites. Why? Because I put my head down and I grinded. And I just worked my fucking ass off. And you want to know what the result of that was? I missed a lot of my kids' softball games. There were Thanksgivings and Christmases where, because I was a snowplow driver and it snowed, I missed those days because I was out plowing. For what? A paycheck? Man, I missed significant events in my children's lives. I missed events in my children's lives I will never get to make up in pursuit of a few more hours on my paycheck. It wasn't worth it. So I'll tell you what, if you want to give 60 plus hours of your life to your job, then you go do that. But don't tell other people who are working a 40-hour job and just trying to survive that all they need to do is give up more of their life in order to be able to pay their bills. No, you carry that philosophy. I'm going to teach my kids the other way. I'm going to teach my kids to find something they love doing and figure out how to monetize that and then do it for themselves if they possibly can. Always remembering that there's a point in the day where you need to shut it off. And you need to go, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even if I own the company. You got to shut it off. You got to go spend time with the people in your life that you're doing this for. You got to be able to go enjoy that deck that you paid all that money for. Go sit on your deck, drink a beer, shoot the shit with your family, enjoy life. No, not you. You're going to go give 60 hours. I'm talking about everybody else that's already working their full-time job, that doesn't feel like giving even more of their life to their employer. You go give your life to your employer. Clearly, you have no problem placing a price tag on your time, placing a price tag on your life. You're one of those guys that probably walks around thinking, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Let me tell you something. As somebody who's 52 knocking on the door of 53, you're not going to get to it. You're not. Because you're going to run out of time. And then you're going to look back at all that shit that you missed and go, fuck, what do I do now? Too late. You missed it. Why? Because you were busy bragging about working 60 hours a week. You know how much your kids give a fuck about your 60-hour work week? You want to know how much your wife gives a fuck about your 60-hour work week? You want to know how much your employer gives a fuck about your 60-hour work week? Because if you don't do it, they'll just replace you with somebody else. But here you are, bragging about giving your life away. Dude, the most valuable thing we possess is our time. And it's the one thing we can never get back once it's gone. Once it's gone, it is gone forever. And you're bragging about giving more and more and more of it to somebody who does not fucking care about you in pursuit of the almighty dollar. As somebody who's lived it, as somebody who's experienced it, I'm telling you, it's not worth it.